So let's just start off and put it kind of as a bluish sky in there. You know, we've got to have some kind of background for our birds, for our cardinals. And just use the synthetic flat brush. I'm going to add on some blue and just going to see. Nice. Okay, it's a nice color actually. I like it. I'm just slapping it on any old way. I'm not being too fussy, but now I'm going to add a pile of white. Look, big pile of white. And that will blend it all beautifully. And that way you still get, see how you get the blues to separate because you didn't mix it totally one color. You put on one color first and then you add your white after. Or you can do it the other way around. You can add, see, isn't that pretty? Look. Now, that's nice. See, or you can add white first. Yeah, you can add white first. And then, just watch, there's your white. Well, my brush was dirty, but there's your white. And then you can add blue after. See? And then if it's still too dark. But look, you get all these different values of your blue, see, without having to try. So I mean, when you're learning to paint, you're like, how do I get all those different values? Do I add the dark first and then do I put a light one beside it and all this stuff? There's so many easy ways around it. So many easy ways around it. So just your blue first and then your white, and it's still not bright enough. Just keep adding white until you get the color that you want, right? Until you get some lights and some, see how it's going on there and it's leaving, it's still leaving the blue there, but in this spot where I put on the most it's lighter. Okay, but I like that. Look, it's a nice sky, isn't it? Good. Now you can put clouds in there if you want to, but we may not need them because we got the birds going to cover up most of the background. All right, but we need a background. You still have to have a background even if you've got a large subject that will cover up most of your background. You still need that background because parts of it are going to show through. Okay, good. That's nice. So that blue was called Primary Cyan. Okay, all right. You can add, say, now we're going to add some green down here just to make it look like it might be some grass around. You can use the same type of brush, a synthetic or nylon brush. This one's white, just a different brand. And I'm going to use the greens that I have here. I'm going to add some dark green first. All right. And I'm just going to throw some green down here. Just scoop it in there. Right. I've got lots of it on there. I piled it up because I don't want to have to be going back hundreds of times. So as you can see, I'm just scrubbing it. All right, I'm not doing anything fancy. Go around to the sides if you have. This is a 12 by 16 canvas, and it's a wraparound canvas. So now I'm going to go into the lighter green. I have a lighter green on my dirty brush, and I'm going to put that on there. I'm going to mix it in. So see, bring it back down into the dark so that it blends in nicely. All right. We'll just put some green going on here. This is just a background, so don't worry. Don't worry too much. So we're going up into the sky a little bit. Scrub, 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 scrub. Good. I'm going to add some more green. And down here, I'm going to try and catch it before it dries. So I'm going to start down here first. Go down back in here. So you don't want it to, see how it's all blending together? Now if that was dry, that would just cover up what's underneath it. So try to catch it while it's wet. If you don't catch it while it's wet, then put the dark green on again. Just put extra paint on, that's all, and mix it together. So let's see. Good. Good, 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 good. So using it this way, you need to use lots of paint. But if you use your magic mist, it'll move a bit faster, and it'll stay wet longer, and that way you'll be able to blend better. But you can use water also. Mist it with some water. Keep it wet. Nice, look at that. Nice. It's different, isn't it? Huh? Good. And that kind of looks like bushes and trees in the background there. Right? Just like trees and bushes. Yeah. Kind of surrounds the sky. Yeah, maybe there's a tree going on, I don't know. Trees. Trees, please. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. We'll just pretend there's some trees around and some... I don't know how this is going to turn out. We're just going to kind of play with it and see what happens. Kind of just dabbing and twirling my hand around. Just trying to get some nice feel to it. Until, don't put any more paint on your brush. You can just play around with it and go up into the sky until it just fades away. Okay. Nice. That's a nice background, isn't it? Isn't that cool? So use the same brush, or, you know, just back and forth with each brush just to clean them off. The birds are going to be sitting on branches from the trees, okay? Just a couple of trees coming in from outside. So we're going to do a couple of branches. I'm going to use my Burnt Umber for that. Burnt Umber. Maybe with a little bit of Burnt Sienna because it's kind of dark. So I'm just going to use a chiseled edge of my brush. Now, I have the bird here, so I'm going to set it up. So I want to know where I'm going to sit it. So it looks like I'm going to be sitting it. My paint's not dry yet, so I'm going to sit it right here. I want to make sure they got lots of, let's see, this could be a branch right here. Something like that. Now, I'm going to put another one on. And I'm going to put that guy, little gal or guy. It's kind of nice. I like the way the branch comes up around you. Isn't that nice? So I'll go by this reference photo. I think it'd be nice. Make sure I do it right. Mark my spots and then put it, because we want to make sure it doesn't interfere with that other one, right? Yeah, that'll be nice. Yeah. There we go. See? It's pretty easy, isn't it? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for all that to dry, or I'm going to blow dry it. Either way, this has to be dry. If it's not dry, then your pattern, when you put that on. Now you can draw that freehand if you're good. You know, I don't want to take the time to do it because I want to get this done fast for you. But this has to be dry in order for us to draw this onto your canvas, all right? So it has to be completely dry, not a speck of dampness at all. So what I'm going to use is carbon paper, okay? I know that's backwards. Is it? No. Oh. So I'm going to use carbon paper, and it's 12 sheets in a package, 8.5 by 11.5. And this was like $3 or so. It's, you know, you can get it at any store that sells it. This is what it looks like, okay? So that's the part that you have facing towards you, and this is the carbon, okay? This is the carbon that transfers your images to your canvas. Now, you can't wipe it off and you can't erase it, but you can paint over it, so not to worry. So take your pattern and put some painter's tape on it, or put your pattern on your canvas where you're going to sit the cardinal. Okay, so we drew out that, and now we're going to sit the cardinal on the branch. If we don't get it exactly, you can always adjust it, but let's try to get it the way we tried to get it. I want them up straight. I don't want them too slanted. Okay. I hope I get this right. If I don't, I'll fix it up. I'll manage. I'll show you. If I make a mistake, that'd be good, because then I can show you how to fix it. Alright, so let's get that on there. That seems good. Nice. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to trace it out, okay? So you can do that. Just take a pen. You need a pen. And then you just take the pen and draw out the edges, all right? And anything that's important, like all those lines for to know where the tail is and the shape of the body and the beak and where the eyes are and maybe even where that dark ends and little shape of the head up here, and then that other wing there, you might want to put a little line or something just to show where the wing is, and that's it. So put the dark side down, okay, that's the carbon, and you put that underneath here, and then you start to draw your outline. All right, so I have the two of them on there now, so I did two of them at one time. And so now I'm going to take those off so we can start painting those. Make sure you check first before you take it off. Make sure you have everything on there drawn. Looks like I missed a little bit there. And make sure, you know, by lifting it up and putting it down. And that way you can make sure you draw out everything that you need before you take it off. Because when you take it off, it's very hard to get it back on again. The same as, you know, if I made a mistake, then I got to try and match it up again, and it's really hard to do it. So we just have to improvise. And so when you're drawing out these patterns, now I could draw the pattern out, just the edges and things, but I think it's better for me to send you the patterns that I'm using in the black and white, and then you can pick out as many details as you need to draw out rather than me doing it for you. So, and what I also did was I brought up the picture of the reference photo, and it was in color, and I could see all details really good, and I zoomed in on the eye and on different things, and that way it helps you draw it out better. Even though you're tracing something, doesn't mean that you're going to get it perfect, because you can't always see things when you look at a drawing, you know, a pattern. We'll start painting the cardinals. And we'll adjust our, if we need to adjust the feet. This one seems pretty good. This one here, I need to adjust a few things here a little bit. But first of all, let's make it this easy on ourselves. Why don't we just paint in the cardinals? Maybe we'll paint in the darks first. You're going to need a small round brush, even smaller than this maybe. Then you're going to pick up your really dark color, Burnt Umber. Or I think pure black will be better. I have a burnt umber here that's almost black, and I just put black on there. So depending on, you know, if you can get a really dark color, I'm going to add a bit of burnt umber to it anyway, and just so it won't be a flat black, that might freshen it up a little bit. So I'm just going to go in here, and I'm going to pick this here. This is the darkest area. We could work on both cardinals together, right? So you're doing more than one bird in a painting. You can either do one at a time, or you can do them all at the same time. That way you'll be able to use the colors. If you're using the same colors and in parts of the cardinals or whatever bird you're painting, then you can go back and forth and not have to be washing your brush all the time. You can use the same colors, right? So that should help. That's why I'm doing two of them at one time right now. Okay, so get that on there. There's the eye. Go around the eye so we can keep, so we know where the eye is. Get the black on there. Good. So if you try to do that when you have your red already on there, then it might mix in too much. Good. Under the wing here, there's some dark. I'm going to put that dark underneath there now, so I'll know where it goes. Any darks at all that you see, start putting them on. Now that will bring that cardinal outside that trunk. Good. That's all the darks that I can see on that cardinal. So this one here, I see around the eye again. And then I see here. Around the beak. And I see some up around the beak here. We can make adjustments after if you have to. Try to get as good as you can now, that way you won't have to worry about it after. Get it so that you're happy with it. That's where I see that darkness, and I do see a darkness on this here. I don't see any more. All right. For the top cardinal, we need a red, a bright red. Now the red that I have here looks a little dark. So I'm going to see if I can find something a little brighter. All right, so make sure your red is really bright. Not much difference there. You can add a little yellow to make it orangey red. So get another brush that's flat and small. We'll try a small brush first. All right, just a small flat brush, chiseled edge synthetic. And then we will fill in the background, we'll call it the underpainting for the cardinal, and the underpainting is the main color of the cardinal, which is red, right? So let's go with the red, right? So let's go with the red. So we'll go with, and we'll be able to add some oranges and things to it after. I think I got it here. So I'm using the chiseled edge to get that nice little top there. Good. This is a new brush, so I got a couple of hairs that are stubborn. Don't know if you can see it. I think it's almost gone there now. So I'm going to try more of that red. It's a little darker than what I want, so I'm going to add some yellow to orange it up a bit. I'll do that now so I can. So just add a bit of orange. I didn't totally mix it, that's okay, because I like my paints to separate. Right? Okay, I'm going to have to get another brush. There's a little hair coming off and it won't go away. Plucking your eyebrows. Oh, it doesn't want to go away. Okay, I changed my brush because the hair wouldn't go away and it was stubborn, and so I just picked up a little bit more red, making my orangey color. Right, just to brighten it up. It's a bit too orangey there, but so you have to experiment because it's really hard to. It's really hard to get a nice bright red, I find. I can't find one. So let's just get this in and I'm just using the chiseled edge. Okay. Adding a little more red so it won't be too orangey yet. I do want it to be somewhat orange, but not totally orange yet. I want to use the orange for highlights, right? There we go, there we go, there we go. There we go, it's coming along, coming along. So, we have a little wing going on here, so get this right here. Alright. Alrighty then, right here. Doesn't matter if you go across or go down right now. You can go down if you want. We'll be putting highlights on. So now I'm going to take the wing in there. Add a little bit of yellow to your orange, or to your red, so we can get some of that. Okay, so we've got to get the shape. This is the thing. Our main concern now is to get the shape. And we got to go over that mistake I made there. We can fix it. I hope that you caught it before I using the chiseled edge. Alright, so a little bit of yellow with the red. Good. Good, good. Isn't that nice with that yellow coming off like that? Nice. Yeah, so that yellow brightens up that red. So. But we'll use, see, I got some highlights already there without having to worry about it right now, but I will be putting more highlights on there for you. But it looks pretty so far. So far, so good. I hope. Here we go. Mixing in. This time I'm going to mix in some of my yellow with the red. Mix it together to get a brighter red. Okay. Then I'm going to put that down here. Starting to get rid of that log there, that branch there now. There we go, it's better. So that's how you brighten up your red. You add some yellow, okay? Don't add white, because if you add white, you're going to get pink. There we go. Use your chiseled edge to get that nice edge there. I'm using filbert because I find getting around the round areas, the filbert is really good for that. And that way you can go over those pencil marks and get rid of those carbon marks. So far so good, isn't it? So let's do the beak. Same color. Now we drew a little line there to separate the beak, so leave that line there just so we know where the separation is. We might put a little bit of a weight or something there, but I want to make sure you know where that separation is, alright? Separate that with that line. Keep that line there for now. Just get that little beak in. Good. Now, little tail coming down here. So it's all in one color, as you can see, so that way you don't get confused. Right? We'll confuse ourselves later. How's that? There's that separation there. And then this is a bit dark up here, so I'm just gonna, there we go, and then I'm gonna add more yellow to the red, and then I'm gonna, so that I can see the brightness here. So all you're really working with is yellow and red. You can mix them together to make one color, or you can just put on red and a bit of yellow. And we'll put on highlights and final details when we get all this underpainting done, okay? So it's your underpainting. But see what the underpainting does? It brings out the shape. That's very important, get your shape, right? And it gives you a first step in colors. All right, so that's good. We leave that. Now we'll do the other one. This one here, it has, not like this one here. This is pretty simple because it's just all one color, but this one here has a few different colors. So it has the red and has the yellows, and so what we'll do is start off with our red and yellow mixed together, okay, to get the orangey color, and then we'll add that to the top of the head on your chiseled edge, small flat brush. Add that. Now we also have some red down on the tail, so let's pick the parts that has the same colors. So I'm just going to add more red than yellow, and I'm going to bring that tail behind that branch because that's the way it is in the reference photo. So that works out pretty good. And I'm just going to bring that down here. I'm going to leave the edges because they're a different color. They're a light color. And there. And I think there's a little bit here. Okay, so that's all. So we'll leave that, and we'll leave the bottom parts of the tails for now. And then we got another one. It has a nice, that has the dark bottom. Now it has up to here, it has the red. See? Good. And now we're going to go with the yellow. So go with your yellow. Put yellow on your brush. Clean your brush off really good so there's nothing else on, only yellow, okay? And then we will put the yellow on. Just put that on now. We don't need to worry about strokes or anything. We just want to put that on there. Just want to get that on there. We'll worry about shadows, all kinds of stuff after. We just want to get the main colors on first. These are your underpaintings, okay, to get the shapes. So some people say, what's the difference between an underpainting? Okay, so some people want to know what blocking in means and what's the difference between blocking in and underpainting. Well, it's basically the same, really, but when you're underpainting, I'm using the colors that I'm going to use, the actual colors I'm going to use on the subject, like these cardinals. If I was blocking in something, I could use any color, basically. I'm just trying to get a shape. But underpainting is what the colors you're going to use, in my opinion. Maybe other artists think of it differently, I don't know for sure. But in my opinion, underpainting, I want to use the colors I'm going to be actually using in my painting. Or, you know, the main color, I should say. The main color. All right. Blocking in, you're blocking in to get the shape, and then you can put whatever colors over you're going to use. The blocking in could be a black, you know, could be brown, it could be white, you know. So that's the way I look at it. There we go. There we go, there we go. Hope I get this right for you. Good, good, good. It's going to look really nice when you get the shadows and things in there. Right now it's just, you know, cartoony, right? Which is a good thing too. Because maybe you like cartoons. Maybe you like to paint cartoons. Who knows? So now I'm gonna make that branch because it's confusing looking right now because of the way the branch is. So I'm gonna take that branch and I'm gonna paint it in. I'm gonna underpaint it with my Burnt Umber, and it's gonna be a fairly big branch because I'm matching it up to fit where this cardinal is sitting, which is fine. It could be a big old tree. Okay, so to pause, the feet are sitting on there, so I'll put the feet in after. That's better, then we'll just put the feet in there after. Okay. Just bringing it up around where it's sitting, that's all. Okay, this one here, while we got our paint out, we can just Do whatever you want with it. Make it bigger if you want. Nice. Yeah, we'll get that going. We'll get that going. This sort of little, put that over here a little bigger. When you come out on the end here, push, and then you lift to get that nice little edge there. See? So even when if you want to add a few more little, because we're gonna probably put some little cherries or something on there, right? You make little thin ones just by sitting on the edge of your brush, chiseled edge, and just lifting, right? And you get these cute little branches coming off. I might get carried away, so I gotta be careful. You know what I'm like now, right? All right. See, I just thickened that up a little bit more there. Just make sure it matches. There we go. You know, those little skinny branches are nice, aren't they? Put some cherries or something on there. That'll be cute. Maybe we won't put any cherries on that one. Maybe we'll just put some flowers down around here or something like that. All right, now we gotta do the beak on this one here. And the beak is gonna be kind of an orangey color. Actually, the beak got kind of a pinkish color. So I'm gonna add a little bit of white to my red this time. Small bit of white, just a small bit of white. There we go. A little bit of white. We'll just add that here, and we got some pink going on. Good. Kind of like I'm brightening it up there for you so you can see it, but I don't know if I'll lose the shape, so I'm going to add more red down here. There we go. We'll get it. We'll get it. We get that much done. Now all we're going to do is shape it all up. So far so good. Now some people paint and they leave it like that. Maybe because they want to do a cartoonish painting, or maybe they just don't realize that adding shadows and highlights and just adding more colors and layering and all that good stuff really brings it out nicely. I'm going to throw a couple little berries on there for now. I'm going to cheat a little bit. I got this little round, it's like a stamper that you use for when you're playing bingo. So I'm just going to try for a bit of fun. So I'm just going to touch, there we go, this one. And maybe here and here. That'd be enough. I don't want to overdo it. So that's nice. Now I got the roundness of it, see? So now that I got the roundness of it, I can now do whatever I have to do, which is put a shadow and a highlight on it, okay? So all you need is a small round brush, round or flat, whatever it's easier for you to work with. And we will throw in a little bit more red, fill in the spots that I missed. See, but the roundness is still there now, so I don't have to worry about that. Nice. So many things that you can do just using simple things around the house or whatever. I got kind of a dark purplish color here. I think that's purple. I'm just going to add a little bit of that dark purplish color to my, that was called a permanent blue violet. Okay, permanent blue violet, nice. And I'm just going to add that, a little bit of that to my red, and I'm going to add that shadow to the bottom of that. All right, now where that's still wet, I could probably just put some of the dark on my brush, and because it's still wet, if it was dry I would need to put a bit of red in with it, but because it's still wet I can get that shadow to work nicely. Yeah, there we go. Let's see if I can get more of that shadow in there. Nice. Nice shadows. Now I'm going to put a little bit of white on the back of my brush, and I am going to tap on a little white here, a little white there. I ran out of paint. Got two there. I didn't mean to put two there. Little cherry, see? That's simple. Now let's fill in these cardinals, and then we'll do some last minute. We have to, do things with the branch, some final details. So wasn't that hard though, it didn't take too long. So I'm going to take my small flat brush and I'm going to add my orange, and add a little bit of, mostly the yellow, but with a bit of red added to it to give it a bit of an orangey color. So, but more yellow than red, all right? I don't know if you can see it there or not. Make sure I got a bit of red in it. I don't want a big lot of red in it because red is very overpowering, because I'm trying to lighten up some areas, which is up here. Just use a chisel edge of a flat brush, small. Make sure your brush is small enough to work with. I'm just kind of using the corner of the brush because my brush is a little bigger than I should have. All right. Any black marks that you have left over from your carbon paper, you can go over those now. Go back over spots that you want to fix up while you're at it. All right, so just some highlights, and I'm going to go with almost a yellow, just pure yellow to get that edge there. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for right there. Now I want to get that coming down the back there too. So if your brush don't work for you, then so what I'd like to do, if you're right-handed, it's probably going to be easier for you guys because you can just go boom, 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 and it's easier. Being left-handed is sometimes a little bit harder. So I'm just going to take these feathers and pull them out a bit from the back here. Get that highlight on the back here. Don't forget to leave some of your red, right, because we want to layer. If we lose the red, we'll go back in with some red. And just whatever's left over my brush, I'm kind of just pushing it on there. When you push it out, sometimes you're lucky to get some of these nice little highlights, right? See how nice that is? Yeah, maybe a little bit out here too. Skipping over a little bit of the wing there so we know what the wing is. It's kind of nice, isn't it? Keep referring back to your reference photo just to see where the highlights and things are, okay? Just to give you some idea where the highlights are, and you know, okay? See, it's kind of falling off your brush. You know, so when you load up, make sure you got a good bit of paint down there. That way it'll fall off your brush. So you got a bit of a highlight on the edge here that separates those two wings. See right there? See that? That will separate those wings to make them look separated. You might even want to add a bit of white. I want to add a little bit of white to brighten it up a bit more. So I can separate those two wings here. A little bit over here. Keeping that red down on the bottom there. Getting a few streaks of white here. Kind of for highlights. Kind of highlighty. So all you're doing right now is just adding these little streaks of highlights to get the better shape of the wings and stuff. Like I said, you can look at the reference photo and that'll help you. I'm not going exactly by the reference photo because I don't want to, you know, get disappointed that I can't get it exactly like the reference photo. That's disappointing. I don't want to do that. I just want to do it best way I can. Alright, so we just do that. Good. Let's see where else we need highlights. Yellow. A little tiny bit of red so it's kind of orangey, and a little bit of white so we can really brighten it up. So we got to separate these wings here. So this one comes down like this. Nice pointy edge there. Alright, and then we got a nice one on the end here. See how a reference photo can really help you though? It helps a lot. As long as you can be comfortable with a reference photo if you're doing your own thing, you know? It's a real big help. Helps you make decisions. This stays red over here and dark on the bottom, so I'm not going to touch that. We do have some feathers coming here. We can either come down like this and go over that little bit of there to make it look like it's feathered. A little bit up here. A little bit here, a little bit there. It's pretty red there in the picture. Good. And then we got a little bit of a highlight there. I'm just going to use white. Actually, yeah, and a little bit of red to give it kind of a pinkish white or orangey white. Just something to separate that thing. You have to have a steady hand for this. I'm standing up, so my hand's not going to be that steady. See if I can use my little pinky finger to hold it down. Alright. Chiseled edge. A little bit better. Alright, good. Good, good, good. I got a little bit of a shadow in there. I'll go back to my purplish color there just to darken it up a little bit here. Just to separate it. I want to get this darker down here. Well, I got that shadow on there. There we go. We do short strokes on the chisel edge. You'll get kind of a feathery look. Right? Right. Might want to put a little bit of a shadow under here to separate that wing. It's too much. Wipe off your brush. Wipe off your brush. Scrub it in a little bit. If that don't work, then add a little bit of red. scrub at it till you get what you're looking for. All right. Now we're gonna fix up the beak. I want to add more red to the chest area. Let's use my flat brush. I want to give it a feathery look, so I'm just going to add my red, and I'm going to add more streaks of red here. More streaks of red here. That's a nice color red, isn't it? It's kind of nice. Some more here. Little strokes, little strokes. There we go. Go right down into that orange, but don't use up all. See how the transition of red goes into the orange and gives it a feathery look. Nice. That's nice. I like that color red. Yeah. Good. Get that to go into that orangey color so it looks like feathers. Nice. And I'm going to add a little bit of yellow just so I can make that red stand out. That's all. May not be, it's probably not in the reference photo, but see, I find if you add two colors together, that will give it a more realistic look. Just a little bit. See how more feathery it looks? See that? Cool. Gives it a nice little feathery look, doesn't it? So, you know, if you use just one plain color like the red, which is really nice, it kind of just looks like one color. But when you add a little bit of yellow to it and a few little things, it helps bring it out more. See? Brings out the darks a bit more, right? You play around with it till you say, oh yeah, I like that. I like that. So just play with your colors, the colors that you're using. You know, no sense adding different colors. Just use what you're using. Get a little bit of highlight on that, a little bit of highlight on that. Just a little bit of white. My brush is a bit dirty, so it's fine. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. And I'm going to add a little bit of here. All these little tiny things helps bring out the feather, see? Cool. A little bit of light down here. I think that's all there. There we go. Yep, and it was dark over there. So that dark was on the end of the tail here. I think that's the way it was. There we go. It's kind of nice because it gives a change. And then we had a little bit of a shadow going on here. All these little things that you don't think is important. You pick them up from your reference photo, right? So even though you're not going exactly by your reference photo, at least it gives you an idea where to put the shadows and highlights of different things. Big help. It's a big help. So just get a small round brush, and we'll try to get that eye and the beak. Now, so let's finish up this black in here, make that more black again. Another layer of black in there so we can fix that up. Comes over here a little bit. There we go. Good. Just going to feather it out a little bit on the edges here with the tip of my brush. There we go. Good. See? Okay, I made a mess there. That's all right. I'll fix it. See how I don't get too nervous about it? I don't like doing it. I don't like making mistakes. But if you do, don't panic. It can be fixed. So I know people panic when they got a beautiful painting going on and all of a sudden paint goes everywhere. Sometimes you spill paint on your painting, you can't fix it. It's too much. I've seen that happen in my art classes. Those things can happen. There's a, let's see. It's kind of a black ring around here. Just a little black ring. And what's that color inside there? You know, kind of a greenish color or something there. And it's white on the edge. Let's see. We'll figure it out. Just paint what you think you see. It doesn't have to be exactly the same color. A little bit of a light color there and some kind of a dark, I'm going to use a dark green just to fill that space in there. And there we go. And then it's black in the center, isn't it? Seems to be black in the center. A little bit of white for a highlight, I think. I want to lighten that up a little bit because you can't tell the difference between the black and the green. So I want his eye to be nice. Her eye, his eye. So I'm going to lighten up that green a little bit with a lighter green. Just so you can see it. Just so you can see it. There we go. Now you can see it. A little dot there for a highlight. And a little bit of white. I'm going to add that little dot, I think. It may not be in the reference photo, but I want to do it anyway. I want to lighten up that part of the eye. Just add a little bit of white. I'm wiping it off my tissue because it's too much and I don't want to lose that green. I want to just brighten it up a bit. I don't want to lose it. There we go. It's not bad. So next I'm just going to use the same brush I got out now. It's just a round brush with a pointy tip. Right? It's nothing, you know. It's not a really small brush, but it has the pointed tip so I can use it for those small details. I'm going to use the red with the yellow for the beak. Red and yellow. There we go. Left that little opening there. There we go. It's nice and bright. More yellow and red. More yellow than red too, you know. That goes up there. Good. There's a little bit of a shadow on the bottom of that. I want to add a little bit of my purplish color. But I don't want it to be too dark, so I'm just going to mix in my yellow and that little bit of dark to make a shadow underneath here. A little more dark. I like to be on the cautious side because if I put it too dark, then I gotta work with it, right? Not bad. And now I'm going to clean my brush and I'm going to get yellow. Just yellow. Only yellow. With a little bit of white. Oh boy. Sometimes I think to myself, would the yellow work or would I need some white? So I have to experiment. Or you can put the yellow on first, see if you like it, and if you like it, then you can add a little bit of white after. So I'm just going to there we go. Now, biggest thing you gotta watch is water dripping off your brush. And that's what's happening to me here. That's why I can't get it to do anything. Because there was too much water on my brush and it dripped off. And now I got water right there, see? So I'll have to wait for that to dry to finish that. I don't mind these things happening because then I can tell you about them, see? And then when it happens to you, then you'll know what to do. Right? Good. If that's too big, you can just go back in and straighten it out right here with your brush. looks nice, doesn't it? I think that looks nice. And I'm going to put a little bit of white on the edge of the beak there. I see that in the reference photo. Just kind of try it out. Now, I'm going to consider that one done. All right. Now you can, like I said, you can do more. You do more. You know, I'll consider that one done. I'm just going to add a little bit of, what do I want to do there? Something I've seen. I want to feather it up a little bit more down here. See, just because you consider it done, don't mean it has to be done. Bring it up here so it matches. Yeah, that's a little better. It's a little better. I'm just trying to make it feathery looking down here. That's all. There we go. That looks a bit better. So you just keep playing with it till you're happy with it. That's all. So I can see a couple of things I want to fix up. I think I'll put a little bit of lighter color here. There we go. I think. Nice. All right, we'll leave the little thing alone. It's probably tired of me picking at him anyway. Okay, now we'll start on this cardinal here, and this one is got some yellow, and let's see what else it has. Okay, so this little cardinal here has some yellows and oranges. So I'm going to go with yellow. And we're just going to stroke on some yellow, little short strokes with a flat brush. That nice, just falling off. So you put lots of paint on your brush. It doesn't look like a lot, but you know, a little, it's just sitting on your brush. And if you just push at it on chiseled edge, it should fall off and give you a feathery look, right? Reload again and again and again. I'm going to pull in from the top so I can get rid of that line up there. See, and I'm getting some, I'm kind of pushing it too, you know, just to see if I can get that feathery soft look. It's got a nice soft look. There we go. That's nice. Yeah, I want to get some nice feathers like this, right? Just little short strokes, kind of tapping at it. Tap, 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 tap. Because we already have our underpainting done now, so we can play now too. See? Whatever's easy for you. I'm just giving you this, you know, you can do it this way, and paint almost stands up, see? Nice thick paint. I like thick paint because you can work with it better. That's the eye, don't lose the eye. Just trying to get, that's dark in there. I'm going to leave that for now. Just tap around. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, 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 tap. Tapping around, tapping at it. See how it gives it a soft look? See that? Tapping at it. Now you do it whatever way you like it, okay? Whatever works for you. I'm finding that this is working pretty good. Alright. Just tapping on, or short strokes, whatever works. Go. There was an artist, Wilson Bickford. He did amazing chickadees and Cardinals and all kinds. You can still get his channel. He just passed away recently, and I'm so sad that he passed away. He was so full of life. I've been following him for, I'm sure, 20 years, and I learned so much from this man. And he wasn't very old. I mean, you know, I think he might have been early 60s, I'm not sure, but I don't think he was very old. And I felt so sad because he loved life. I mean, you look at him on his videos, he just loved doing things. So I just thought, when I was doing these, you know, Cardinals, I thought about his videos, and you can learn a lot from his videos. Yeah, Wilson Bickford. And he was so friendly. He used to come on Facebook and say happy birthday to me, and you know, he kept in touch with people. He was really one of a kind, you know. Anyway, he'll be very, very much missed by many people. So, let's see if I can get this part down here done. So there we go. I think that's part of that. You know, I don't want to add. There we go. I think that looks okay. Now, that's the shape it is in. We'll do the beak, and we'll see. I want to do the black first around the beak, and just get a small flat brush. A small flat brush, and we will a small flat or a small round. Okay, I got a round one here now. I'm just going to finish up that right here. Clean up that edge here, and pull it out into the feathers. Give it a feathery look, and get that eye done properly. There we go. Oh, my hand shook. Oh, my hand shook. I didn't mean for it to be that big. Oh my. It just took off. That happens sometimes when you're holding your hand a certain way for a while. It just takes off. It's kind of laying that there like that. And we also have some shadow in here, so I'm going to add a little bit of yellow to that dark, and I'm going to pull it up here like this, and it's kind of shadowy, so I want to get a little bit of dark there. I might go into that purplish color. Black together. Good. Now the eye has a little bit of a lighter color around it. It could be green, it could be anything. Probably add a little bit of green. And we're going to take that eye and make it stand out a little bit more right there like that. And then I'm going to add a little dot of white. A little dot. There it is. Oh, that's not too bad. That looks good. And now I'm going to fix up the beak. I've got a pinkish color for some reason. It's fine. Just using my small round brush. Like I said, small, flat, small, round, or a round brush with a really pointy. Make sure it's really pointy. I'm just adding a bit of pink. Pinky pink. So, just add some white. Just try to get a nice pinkish color. We'll add that on top here. Good. Get the shape of that beak better if it's, you know, messed up a little bit. Good. And then some white. Add that to your dirty brush. And we will get that at the edge of that beak there to give it an edge. Bring that back in a little bit. I think I got too much, but it looks good. I wonder, did I get that okay? It looks like it needs to come out here a little bit more. I think. There we go, that's better. Messed up the shape a little bit, but that's better there now. Bit more white. Add a little bit too much red. See that? Red is really dominant. I mean, it's so dominant. It just takes over. There we go. That's better. Okay. And then we got some red on the edge here, some white I should say. Let's see, just a little line of right there just to separate that beak, and then underneath that is red. So all you gotta do is look at your reference photo closely for the colors. Don't have to be exactly the same as the reference photo. When it comes to beaks and eyes and things, you might want to, you know, you want to get proper shapes and you might have to follow the reference photo because that'll help. Good. Now I think I'm too much. I want to get that nice and red. There is a nice bright red there. Well, it was till I went into the black. All right. So I'm glad you're seeing, you know, how frustrating it can be. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. I'm going to keep my little round brush and I'm going to put some orange on it, red. Now if you've got an orange color already mixed, you can use that too, and that way you can just, you know, but I like separating the colors, so I'm just going to use this brush to give me some nice feather. I'm not going to keep this brush for long. I'm going to use a flat chisel edge. I like the flat. I get much better results with a flat chisel edge brush, okay? So that's what I'm going to start now with my flat chiseled edge brush. There we go. Make sure all the water's off, because if it drips on you, then you're going to be disappointed. Alright, now let's say we got this here. So that is red. Kind of a weird looking red, but so I'm just mixing some red and some yellow together. A little bit of white. And a little bit of burnt sienna. Maybe a little bit of blue. Just trying to get the color to match. I'm just trying to get it to match. So I'm just mixing some colors together just to see what it looked like. It's not too bad. So get that center part there. It's nice. There's another one here. So your chiseled edge is great. And then we're going to add some of that around here. The end of the tail. In between that, we're going to go white leave my brush dirty so I don't have a pure white. Just mixing some white in with. See how it's too much? And clean off your brush a bit, and then you go into your white. And then you can use that for a trim. And see, you can use the chisel edge of your brush and it's much easier. In the corner of your brush, that helps. Make a U at the end there. Down here, I think this might be. Some tail coming down. I can see it peeping down there. I'm going to use that orangey color. I never even clean my brush. I'm just going into the orangey color. I'm just going to bring that little bit of tail down there that I can see. A little bit there. Maybe a little more yellow. And I'm going to fix it up down there in a minute. And add more yellow and white to my chiseled edge and see if I can get some more feathers going on here. I might get some results with that little liner brush. I wonder. Let's try it. Try all kinds of brushes, okay? Small brushes, that is, you know. Small brushes. Okay, so I'm going to try a little bit of this. So I'm trying to get those small feathers, see? Little tiny feathers. I'm just going into my yellow and white. I'm trying to get these little feathers. They're so cute. There we go. Yellow and white. Put them over part of his head there. Just tap it on if you have to. Tap it on, tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap. Touch and pull up. So you're trying to separate. Trying to separate the feathers so they look feathery. Tap, 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 tap. Good. Tapping on some white with a little bit of yellow. And the edges here is nice and bright. I'll put some shadows in there now to try and I'm going to use my flat brush. I'm going to add some yellow with a little bit of some yellow and red. Yellow and red. A little bit of my purplish color. And I'm going to put some of that here. A little bit darker. Keep it more yellow and try not to let it get too dark, but just tap that on the chisel edge of your brush. You got some nice feathers going on there. through. Chisel edge of your brush. Little strokes. Little strokes. Get some of that going on between some of those colors there. It's a bit too bright. Just trying to tone it down a little bit, that's all. Getting that in there like that. See how fluffy it looks when you're tapping it? So go back and forth with the darks and the lights. Now I'll try the white again. With some yellow. Brighten up the yellow with some white. And I'll try that again. Because I find the chisel edge is much better for getting on those little feathery looks. See? See that? Just kind of touch the corner of your brush and you get these nice little strokes of feathers. So you might have to go back and forth every now, a couple of times to. Don't give up on the first time. If it doesn't work out right, don't worry about it, keep trying. And if it still don't work out, just put a solid color there just to get something on there for yourself. Because sometimes that cartoony looks really nice. But you can see chisel edge is giving me much better feathers. When that dries, I might put a glaze of yellow on there. I'll see now, I'm just experimenting right now. And I got some red going on here. Let's see, probably a little bit here. There we go. Okay. Looks better there now. Try and get that tail a little bit better than what I got there. Just a little bit of that purple color to fill in that spot right there, and then we'll put a little white on it just on the edge. Alright, so let's put some red on the tail. Like that. Good. We'll just put a little red on the tail and we'll take a bit of white. This will be so much easier. And we'll take 1, 2, 3. I find that it makes it look more like, so that's better. I like that better. That's my way. I wasn't fussy about the other way. I couldn't get it the way I wanted it, so I had to come up with something a little easier. Some red here. That feather there. All right, that's okay. A little bit of white. Let's separate those two there. Good. Good. White. Kind of nice. That's much better. That gives it kind of more of a feathery look. I think it's okay. What do you think? You're going to be looking at the reference photo now, so you're going to see that I changed things up a little bit because, not because, just because I couldn't get it the way I wanted it to. Because I don't want to spend too many hours at it, because I could sit down and spend hours at it and get it the way I wanted it, but right now I just want to get it done for you guys. So far that looks good. That's cute, isn't it? I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, I do. I'm going to put some burnt sienna and orange and red together. Burnt sienna and red. Now, I'm going to try and get that little shadow there underneath. That's burnt sienna. Maybe some yellow. A little bit of red. Let's see what that's like. I want to get a bit of a shadow. Maybe a little bit of white. Right? I just want to get a little bit of shadow here, so that'll make it more round looking. Just on the chiseled edge, I'm going to just add that in there. There we go. It's a bit better. There we go. All right. Righty. See a little bit of. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. See? Nice and furry looking though, isn't it? So I'm just going to get some of my green. And I'm going to put in my flat brush. And see if I can make a few little leaves or something down here. Just everywhere. Just touch and pull, touch and pull. See this brush here, it's flat, so when you touch on the chiseled edge, it'll leave a pointy top, and then when you push down, it'll give you it kind of gives you a leaf look, right? So want some of those grasses to stand out a little bit more, right? All right. See, because you have your underpainting done, you can pick spots that look like grass. Look, that looks like a big one there. Look, isn't that nice? Right? So you just touch. So you're still not going to bring them out too much. You just want to kind of in the background there, right? So you don't want to. Bit of weight just to bring out some more. Some bits of grass. Like I say, it's just background, so you don't want too much going on there. I'm just picking out some shadows that I made, and I'm just kind of working around them. Because they look like they're already made to me, look. Found that one there. See it? See how they're coming out a bit better there now? Right? So you work with what your background color that you made, or you work with what you put on there already. Right, just some grass growing up, on the sides. And add a bit of yellow. Give them a bit more color. I don't want to do anything fancy because it's kind of cute the way it is. Nothing too. to, you know, you can do all kinds of stuff. These are just grasses that are growing in the background far away, or barely see them. Just touch, look, touch, 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 touch. Look. Touch, touch, touch. Now you can add some grass down there. I mean, some flowers, and I think we're done. Take your magic brush. Remember I said I was going to call that a magic brush? That's the chip brush. See all the edges there? See? So when you pick up some nice colors on your brush, it'll separate it for you and it'll make it look like flowers. Okay? So I got a few flowers going on there, and maybe I'll put a few here. I'm not going to, right? How easy is that? Huh? See? That's it, right? Don't want to overdo it. We want just white. Just tap it. My brush is still dirty, so I'm just going to tap it off so I get some of that red out of there. Put some more white. Tap it off if you see blobs. Sorry, you don't want blobs. Yeah, pinkish there. Now that's fine. Right? A few little ones down here. Right? I don't want to put any up there. I want that faded out so it looks like it's far away. So I got some pretty little flowers down here. Right? Now, I won't overdo it. I'll clean that brush off, and I'm going to tap into my green to see if I can liven up some of these flowers, some of these backgrounds. All right? Want to do that. So we'll just liven up our green a little bit. A little bit over here. I'm using the same color because I still want those to look far away. I don't want them to look like they're on top, you know. I want them to look like they're far away. So I'm just going to use the same color. But it gives it more texture. You can see it's giving more texture now. Tap it off so you don't get blobs. All right. See that? Look. Might be coming out over that tree or something. You don't know. That's pretty, isn't it? Nice. Now I'm just going to fix up those. Put a little feet on there. We just need a small brush. So we'll put on the little feet. We'll get a little bit closer so you can see it. So all we got to do is get some burnt umber or burnt sienna. I'd say burnt umber would be good. And I don't exactly remember. Okay, it comes out like that. There's one claw right down over. There's another one here, a smaller one, and then just one down here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lighten it up so you can see it. Okay, so I'm going to put white on my brush, my dirty brush, and I'm just going to go on the top of that burnt umber so you can see it. There it is. A little bit of white on the very tip of your brush, and then a little bit of white on here. A little bit of white on that claw so you can see it. Now if you mess up, just put some more brown back, that's all. Get something going up here too. Alright, so burnt umber, burnt sienna, whatever you want to use, and then the little claws out here like this. Little one here like this. Another little one behind here. And we put a bit of white on top of that. There we go. Just to bring it out. And then we will take a flat brush. Take a flat brush, add some yellow and white, and we will put that on top of this here. And here. On top of all those twigs. Boom, pretty boom, boom. Here. White and yellow. There we go. See? And that will sort of give that more life. Not too hard, just scrub it on a little bit there. If you lose too much of your burnt umber, you just put some back. See? Go back and forth with your colors. That don't look too bad, and we'll do something with this one here. Let's see, let's see. I'm thinking this looks kind of odd. Bring that down a small bit, clean it up. There. Bring a piece down here or something, make it look like it's a bit better. An accident. I had to make it bigger. I want to tell you all the things that I do. Then we'll just take some white and yellow again. We will add some of that here like this. Start at the top and then go down wherever you want to go with. Make it lighter if you like. So you can just drag over some colors on top. Want to keep that shadow on the bottom there. Let's add a little more highlight, and that should be it. Just use a liner brush or anything at all that you want to use, and chiseled edge brush and just add a little bit of highlight to the edges here. Take some of that really dark color and add some shadow. It's kind of nice, isn't it? I think it is. Think about contrast, see? So you gotta think about the darks against the lights, you know, brings out the lights. So what do you think? You want to add more stuff to it? You certainly can. I think that's finished. So that's it. I'm going to call it finished. It's really pretty, and there's so much more you can do with any of these paintings that we do. There's so much, but you know, in order to get it done for you, I just got to stop somewhere, right? So anyway, I think that's pretty, and I hope you like it, and I hope you'll give it a try. If you need any help at all, just email me, allisonpriorart@yahoo.com, and I will see you in the next video. So don't forget to smash the like button so that I can get some help with my channel to get it to grow, so I can bring it out to more people. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you everybody for all your support. So have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.